Hey guys, this is Jen Ford with another great episode of ETX Rocks featuring Cheyenne Reynolds.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, Boston Chris here with another incredible episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. You are tuned in to episode 269. Unbelievable stuff, and we have reached back into the Wood County area of Texas, one of the most talent-rich regions of the entire state, in my opinion. Cheyenne Reynolds is here with us today for the very first time, and she's from Quitman, right?
Yes, sir.
And just a completely different, unique artist from right here in Eastern Texas. I would say you're kind of like indie pop.
Yeah.
And just released a single in May on your birthday.
Yes.
We were trying to make this happen a little sooner in the year, but it just didn't work out. But we've got her here now. And you're actually going to play the single live here in the living room. So tell us a little bit about the song.
So the single is called Lover's Game, and I wrote it probably about 2 or 3 months ago. Some events that had happened with some friends and close family members, and I just took the stories that I heard and pieced them together and made this awesome.
So you pulled it from other people's experiences.
Theirs and my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. So it is Lover's Game. It's the brand new single from Cheyenne Reynolds, just released in May. But you guys are going to get to hear it live and unplugged here in the ETX Rocks living room. Again, Cheyenne Reynolds' Lover's Game. Y'all check it out.
Your bets, make them rounds. Wanna play your dirty tricks? Let me show you how this goes down. Now what do you do when you peek? Get the suits on
Okay, so we are back once again with Cheyenne Reynolds for the very first time on the show. We've been looking forward to this one for a while because we're really proud to be probably the only all-genre show like this in the state of Texas. So it's always cool to bring in a pop artist or someone a little bit different than country because Texas is so oversaturated with country artists. So as a youngster, what made you kind of go the pop route instead of country?
Well, I actually grew up on country and classic rock.
Yeah.
And so as I got older, I wanted to kind of mesh them
Yeah.
and make a whole different thing. And so then I started listening to like Halsey and BB Rexa and those kind of people. And I loved their sound. So I put the writing of country and classic rock into their sound and made this whole
That's awesome.
different thing.
That's really cool. Just to think that way as a songwriter, to try to be outside the box is,
I've never fit one.
yeah, especially as a young artist. That's pretty cool that you've taken that chance. Because I mean, especially for our listeners from outside of Texas, Texas is so country, and there's a lot of southern rock and red dirt vibes here as well. So to step outside of that or try to combine everything into one can be pretty daunting.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we did talk a little bit about off camera is the fact that, your music is a little bit different when you get into the studio. There's a lot more beats and stuff like that. You bring rappers in on some of your stuff as well. But here in the living room, you're playing an acoustic guitar and playing it really, really well as well. I really enjoyed your performances here today. So tell us the differences and why it's important for you to play live and play a live instrument as well.
I think that helps with the writing aspect. So instead of reaching out and buying songs from somebody or having someone just write it for me or something like that, I'd rather be able to put my own emotion, my own thoughts on it.
Right.
And so I wanted some kind of instrument, and it was that or piano, so I liked the guitar better. The sound that comes from it is just so much richer.
So you're writing on your guitar.
Yes.
So how do you, when you get into the studio, how are you deciding how to transform that into a finished product as far as on your record?
That's a good question. Well, I'll take stuff that I listen to, like in my car on the way to work, and I'll be like, oh, I like how that sounds, and I'll take from like 2 or 3 different songs that I like their vibe, and I'll be like, that would go with this song really well, and then we mesh all of those different parts and make it mine. So that way it's different. And
so how much input are you getting from like the producer and stuff like that as well?
A lot.
Yeah.
he listens to it and he'll go, oh hey, I think it would be good going this way, and I'm like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. And then when it's done, it's just something totally different than what is played acoustically.
And just so you guys know out there, Cheyenne works with one of the best producers that East Texas has ever seen, Mr. Orlando Williams.
Super producer.
Yeah. And just congratulations to Orlando, too, for his first nomination this year in the ETX Music Awards. That was really cool to see.
Amazing.
And he's worked with Cheyenne and so many other talented folks here in East Texas. Hopefully we'll get Orlando on the show in the future. That would be a neat little show, I think. So, you're working with him, and again, the guitar is so unique to your style and what you do, and it's completely different than what we hear as far as your single and stuff like that. And so usually when I'm interviewing somebody, I try to grasp onto what I think makes them different and makes them better even. So how are you doing a lot of live shows with just you and your guitar as well, or?
I don't.
Why?
Because most around here there's a lot of country, and that's what most people want to hear at their restaurants and small venues, and so it's just not really a need around here, I guess. And so I kind of reach out to like...
Is that frustrating for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very. So I'll reach out to, Louisiana casinos and stuff like that instead, because that's more the kind of crowd that I would go for.
Do you feel like you have to kind of leave East Texas just to spread your wings?
Yes.
All right, so we need to change that out there, y'all. We have venues watching. I know we have venues watching every show. So we need to change that. There is a viable audience here in East Texas for what Cheyenne does. Trust me, there is, because I've gone to pop music shows here in East Texas, and they're some of the most lit shows I've ever been to, honestly. And so I'm challenging y'all. Let's get Cheyenne involved around here. We shouldn't have to send our talent outside the region to be seen and heard. That's just how I feel. So hopefully we can change that a little bit. Have you tried to get into the Tyler area? Because I know there are some pretty well-known pop artists in that area that are making a pretty good living.
Yeah, I've tried a couple of different places around there, and some of them are willing to. It's just a lot of them want the acoustic type feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer to do, I like to sing more than I do
Play.
the acoustic, because then I can interact with my crowd, and that's what feeds me
Right.
as an entertainer, because
Right.
I like to move around and be able to interact. So.
All right, so once again, it's Cheyenne Reynolds' first time on the show, all the way from Quitman, Texas, which, we have a pretty strong connection to that area as well. My fiance and producer of the show, Louise Leone, is actually from Golden, so right across the street from Quitman, basically. And so we try to reach out to Wood County a lot because it's not really, there's not a lot of venues in Wood County, let's be honest. I think I know of like one or two places that books live music in the Quitman, Mineola, Winsboro area, which is a huge problem because there's a ton of talent in Wood County. And so you've done a lot of work with Grant, right?
Yes.
So tell us about you and Grant.
So he actually was my guitar teacher for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then we did some vocal stuff together as well, and then we started writing and working together a lot to where we kind of formed a duo, I guess you could call it, where we'll go play, and you'll see me sit on a lot of his shows.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of fun.
And Grant is not exactly pop.
No, he can really do anything though. I swear, that man can play or sing anything
Right.
and make it sound good.
Yeah, very versatile.
He is amazing.
So how long have you been learning from him?
Oh, probably the last 2 years, I'd say. But, I mean, I've known him since I was really, really young.
Okay.
So we've known him forever.
So again, you're a pop artist. You're in East Texas, so where everybody else is kind of drawn to country music and stuff like that. Who were some of your influences growing up?
Oh, lots of people. Prince, Michael Jackson. I listen to a lot of pop music now, which would be Ed Sheeran, Lady Gaga, and then I still like Miranda Lambert and Garth Brooks and all those.
Yeah.
I like them because they're kind of on the edge of country rock, so
Right.
they kind of change it up a bit too.
Yeah, especially Garth.
Yes.
Yeah, Garth is very edgy.
I like him as an entertainer a lot.
A lot of people say Luke Bryan changed country music when it was really Garth that changed it
Yes.
originally. Garth was the one that said, you know what, I'm going to just try to be Garth instead of try to be country or try to be this or try to be that.
Yeah.
And everybody else just kind of took that lead and that freedom from him. I don't know how I feel about how far they've taken it nowadays, but see, for me, I don't mind the music. What I mind is them calling it country when it's actually pop.
Yeah.
I'd be okay if Luke Bryan said, I'm a pop artist.
Well, then they coined the term bro country for a while.
Right, exactly.
Which is okay, but I don't know.
But,
prefer
it's typically the fans that are calling it that.
Yeah.
They're calling themselves country artists. And they're not country.
It's
So,
not country.
I think they're talented and they do what they do, but call it what it is. It's pop.
Yeah.
And that's forced real country artists to have to call themselves Americana now, which is just weird, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like Willie Nelson's an Americana artist.
What?
Yeah.
No.
21st century he is. Because he's not singing about back roads and dirty boots and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. If Willie Nelson started singing about those things, it would be a bad day. And,
Yeah. I
know.
like he pushes the envelope just like
Yeah.
the other artists that I look up to.
Right.
So that's what I like about them. Those are different.
Yeah. So, when you're sitting down to write, I imagine there was probably quite a long evolution process when it comes to your songwriting. Were you, as soon as you started writing, did you already have a clear-cut identity as far as genre goes, or did that take some time?
Yes and no. When I first started writing, I was full on country.
Really?
100% country. I started taking guitar lessons from John DeFore first
Wow.
when I turned 18.
Cool.
And I took from him for about a year, and he taught me how to start the writing process and all that. And it was 3 chords and a story, like
Yeah,
she said earlier. And I mean, it was fine for a while, so I do have some country material, but after a while, I wrote Aftershock, and that was my first genre change song, where I was like, okay, this is not country anymore.
Yeah.
And then all of them after that just started sounding so different.
So did you just like, you know, you write Aftershock and it sounds different, it has a different feel to it. Did you just fall in love with that feel to the point where it's like, you know what I was doing before just doesn't feel like me?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt more like what I wanted to portray as far as music, instead of just falling into, I was like, everybody here does country.
Right.
And I think I was doing it for that reason, because I felt like, oh, well, I'm from Texas, I do country.
Right.
And then I realized that, oh, I sound different, and I should use that, because if you are like everybody else, you're going to disappear in a pond of all these people.
Yeah, I agree. And I think is it 15 already? Wow. Yeah, I agree with that, but I also think that it's really courageous of you, though, to understand that, you know what, hey, I'm different, but this is who I am and who I'm happy to be, but I'm still going to pursue this even though it's maybe not my quickest way to become known.
Right.
You know, I think that's very courageous of you, very brave. And how's it going for you as far as just from being content, and happy with your own self?
100% just absolutely happy with how it goes.
Right.
It's not about making it a certain place or being like super known to me. It's about the music, and if I can get one person to hear it and enjoy it, and it change their life in some way or help them heal from something, then I'm happy.
Awesome. Yeah, so I mean, identity is an important thing in a young artist, but also having life experience to be able to get that out into songs, because pop songs, I would say, I'm not a huge pop music fan, so I don't know as much about it as most folks might, but it would seem to me that the focus of a pop song would be to try to get people to move, try to get people up and dancing, et cetera, et cetera. So maybe there's not as much importance on the lyrics, but at the same time, as a young songwriter, I would imagine that the lyrics are the most important part to you, right? So how do you connect to both sides of that audience?
Well, I don't focus so much on the sound as far as like if it makes you dance or not. That's not really the thing to me. It's
Right.
more the lyrics and if it can tell a story.
So that to me is like old school pop, like, pop that tells a story. And that's why I called it indie pop off camera earlier, because, indie music is really, really a storytelling type of music. Almost kind of like the old Fleetwood Mac days. And,
Yes.
stuff like that, where you actually had to listen to the story to understand the song, and not just, oh, that's a cool beat, Like, I don't understand 21st century sometimes where it's just about the beat or something like that,
Yeah, I don't want to just make noise.
Right.
I want to have meaning
and just resonate and have relevancy and all of that stuff, which is not, it's not what pop music is known for nowadays, let's be honest. I'm not trying to dog pop music, because there is some badass pop music
Right.
nowadays. Ed Sheeran, you mentioned.
Yes.
Ed Sheeran tells a story in 95% of
Right.
his songs. No doubt about it. Lady Gaga was another good example, someone that's very relevant and it isn't just about the noise of the song.
Right.
No, God forbid I'm going to say Katy Perry. I think Katy Perry, at least early Katy Perry, was the same way.
Yes.
Maybe not so much now. I don't know. I don't follow her quite as much now. But back in the day, she had some pretty relevant lyrics.
Yeah, she's one of the other ones that I listened to a lot that had a lot of influence on lyrics and being a pop artist and it being okay to tell a story like
Right,
that.
exactly. So as someone that's really, really young still, I think you said you were 23, without a whole lot of life experiences, what are you drawing from for inspiration when you're writing?
Either my own experiences or friends and family, or just stories I hear on the news or on the radio or whatever. I just take from different things that happen that I hear, and if it sparks something, I'll be like, I have a song idea. Sometimes I even have to stop and pull over on the side of the road and write on a napkin.
Wow. That's why they have memos on phones, Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Come on now. A napkin? A napkin. All right, well, we're actually going to introduce a second song here. We're doing this a little bit differently this week because our sneak peek was actually her fully produced single. If you'd like to hear that, go to ETX Rocks on Facebook and just search for Cheyenne Reynolds. That sneak peek came out about a week ago, so you definitely want to check that out. But you're actually going to play another song for us. This one is called Broken. All right, so y'all check it out. It's live and unplugged here in the ETX Rocks living room. The one and only Cheyenne Reynolds. The song is called Broken.
Close my eyes as these tears fall. Sit alone against the wall. Through my phone and missed your calls. Now's not the time. I don't want to talk anymore. 'Cause I'm broken and I can't win these bruises. You can see what you've done to me. The scars you left, love we shared, all that we had is broken. Can't believe the things you did. You just want me to forget. Baby, I can't just play pretend. 'Cause it's really happening. 'Cause I'm broken and I can't wear these bruises. You can't see what you've done to me. The scars you left, that we shared, all that we had. We're broken. There's no turning back now. You made your mistakes, and our plans will change now. I'm broken, but we walk out that door. I don't wanna see your face anymore. I'm broken. I'm broken, so broken. There's nothing left of me. You took everything. I'm broken.
All right, so we are back. Once again, you're tuned in to episode 269 of the ETX Rock Show. We're all the way into July of 2018 already. We're all getting older really quickly. I'm feeling older here lately just because it's July of 2018. Where is the time going?
Too fast.
Do you find that time is moving really quickly in East Texas? For a slow, non-urbanized area? You know, I don't get it. Time needs to slow down.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
know.
See, you're 23, so you got nothing to worry about, you know. I'm in my 40s here, you know. So what's the plan? You know, you told us off camera that you're hoping to have an album out soon, or an EP.
Yes.
When's that going to be out?
I'm hoping for the end of the year, so around New Year's or so, I should be able to kind of get the release schedule.
Is this going to be an EP or a full length?
I think it'll be full length.
Nice.
It just kind of depends on how my writing goes, if I
Right.
can find the right ones that I want on there or not. But yeah,
And is Orlando going to do the whole project?
he is.
Sweet. Awesome. So when you have that out, we hope to have you back.
Yeah,
Because we're going to have Cheyenne Reynolds up on the wall.
I would be honored.
Very cool. And so you mentioned earlier that most of your shows come from outside the area. So what kind of show are you putting on? Is it fully acoustic or is it, singing with beats. What can folks expect from a Cheyenne Reynolds show?
So right now it's just acoustic. I'll do some song swaps with some friends and stuff. But in the future, once I get the album finished, that's my main focus right now. And then I'll start doing more full-on beats, and it'll just be me doing the singing, and I'll have either beats or a full band, depending on where we play.
That's
It'll
awesome. Full band would be neat, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe beats and a full band.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
It'll
that
have to be a mix.
Yeah. So what is the plan for Cheyenne Reynolds? What are you hoping for your future in music?
I just want to be able to play music all the time. And if I can make a living off that, that'd be great. If not, then just because I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be able to tell my stories all over the world. So.
And it's really important for you to reach people on a different level musically, therapeutically and stuff. And, you did mention in the questionnaire that you sent in to us that you understand the power that you have with your words and your music. Why is that kind of stuff important to you?
Because music helped me through so much as a teenager and stuff, just growing up. Any kind of hard moment in life, I could listen to a certain song and it would take me back to a certain memory or help me get over a hard moment where I could be like, all right, I can get through this. And witnessing that with myself and my friends, when I started writing, I was like, that's what I want to do, because it has such an impact.
Yeah. And it's also important to you to give back in a charitable way as well. Don't you have a show coming up in August or something that you're playing for?
I do. It's called Vino for Vets, and it'll actually be in the old Jules building where they do the recreational events. Yeah, so that'll be August the 18th, I believe.
And what's that for? Obviously it's for veterans, but what could folks expect to happen there?
So they're going to have a doctor there speaking about PTSD and treatments for that, and then all the funds from that go to help veterans with PTSD. And so I'll be singing the national anthem there, actually.
Very cool. Yeah. That's awesome. And folks out there who watch many shows will know how important veterans are to me, so thank you for that. For all the veterans out there, veteran organizations are very important to us here on the ETX ROCKS Show. So there was no way I wasn't going to mention that here.
Right.
Yes,
and I have a lot of family that does that, so.
Yeah, so August 18th, and that's at the old Jules building, is that correct?
Yes, and you can find it on Facebook.
Okay, this will be on your page as well?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll definitely talk about her promo material here in a few minutes. Again, venues, that's where you'll want to tune in as well. We also have another song coming up from Cheyenne Reynolds, probably in about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll talk a little bit more with Cheyenne right after this message from an independent artist. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm Amy Holden. Thank you for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
All right, so we are back again. It's episode 269. We're talking with Cheyenne Reynolds from Quitman, Texas. A little bit about her songwriting, her style, and just her inspiration in being a music artist. It's really cool to have you here finally, by the way. So I definitely wanted to thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You're a little less nervous now?
Yeah.
Cool. It's pretty quick that folks forget that we're on camera. We're just kind of sitting here having a conversation. Again, she's going to have a new record out, hopefully by the end of the year, or the first of next year. She's going to take 2019 by storm. But she also has music available, a brand new single, May 23rd, which is also her birthday. See? Did I have the date right?
Yes, you did.
Woo! and it's not on the laptop here. This is just the sound recording. I don't know.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, pretty good at that.
Brownie points.
Thank you. And the single is called Lover's Game. She played it a little bit earlier, unplugged, but you definitely want to pick up a copy of that. And that's located everywhere, right? iTunes, Google Play.
Spotify, yes, all of that. It's everywhere.
And it's on YouTube as well, so you can stream it on YouTube and on Spotify, probably on Apple Music as well. But if you're a fan or a new fan of Cheyenne's, here's what I would do, and I'm going to challenge y'all. Buy the song. It's, $1, right? So 99 cents, $1. Buy the song and then stream it on Spotify. Over and over and over again. So what you could do is, you have to sleep at some point. Everybody sleeps. So just put your phone on Spotify, mute it, and just put her song on repeat all night long. That's called cheating. We may or may not have done that in the early days of ETX ROCKS. I'm just saying.
That's awesome.
Oh man. Yeah, you wake up the next day and you have like 17 views and 42 hours of watch time because I had 6 different devices all playing while I was asleep.
That's awesome.
That never happened. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But that's how you get ahead, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how you trick the system into thinking people are watching you. That way they'll, well, I mean, social media is funny. You know, activity is what changes algorithms, and the more activity you have, the more people get to see it. It's stupid, but that's the way it works. So why not create your own activity so more people see it? You know? So yeah, repeat. Buy the song, then stream it on repeat, and she'll get like a percentage of a penny every time you stream it. Yeah. That's true too. What do you think about that? You know, just the way songwriters struggle nowadays.
I mean,
I imagine you're still starting out, but you know it's a struggle to be a songwriter. So what do you think needs to change? I guess is the question.
I think that, especially being a songwriter and having just full rights to all of it,
Mm-hmm.
I think that they should give a lot more to them because it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
People don't think about that. They think, oh, well, you just go put down some words and play some music. It's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have an unlimited supply of napkins. You know, it's true.
Yes, you do.
Napkins. That's like old school, man.
know.
That's like pre-smartphone era old school.
I am an old soul, so
Please tell me you're not using lipstick to write them on the napkins.
I have actually. I am ashamed to admit that I have.
Wow.
An eyeliner. I've done that one too.
Cheyenne Reynolds is a cliche, y'all. She is. Wow. Eyeliner and lipstick on napkins. But the cool thing is if you ever wrote like a #1 hit and saved that, that would probably bring in quite a lot at like an auction or something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's.
She's thinking ahead. She definitely is. All right, so you are actually going to play one more song for us, and we've actually had this song on our YouTube channel already because of a contest that you entered through us last year. The song is called Aftershock. So tell us a little bit about this one.
Aftershock is actually the first good song that I would say that was good enough to go on my album.
What she means by that is this was the first non-country song that she ever
Yes.
wrote.
Yes. Yes. And that was my genre change. And when I wrote that one, it also took about 10 to 15 minutes to write, and it just
Wow.
came out of nowhere.
So you almost seem like a conduit sometimes. You know, like I'm going to write, and then boom, there it is.
It just happens at the
Yeah.
most random time and so fast. I'm like, where did this come from?
Hence the napkins.
Yes.
But yeah. That's cool though, because I've heard that from other artists before. Like
Yeah.
they'll just be sitting in a restaurant or something, and all of a sudden an idea hits them, and they feel this like overwhelming urge to just write
If
something.
you don't write it down, you won't remember it.
Yeah, it starts with a hook for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a sound that can trigger something, or
Right.
just a small quote that I hear.
Awesome. So we're excited to show you guys the song. It's called Aftershock. It's live and unplugged right here in the ETX Rocks living room. The one and only Cheyenne Reynolds joining us for the first time. Y'all check it out.
Have you ever just watched sun pass out of glass, or watched the days change, where ashes come
All right, so we are back once again with Cheyenne Reynolds. It's episode 269 of the show. Now, if folks are hearing about you for the first time, where can they follow along with your social media and stuff like that?
I'm most active on my Facebook, which would be Cheyenne Reynolds band page, and I am working on YouTube, so that'll be up and running pretty soon, where I'll be posting a lot more videos and covers. And then I do have Twitter and Instagram as well, which would be music_by_Shay.
Okay. And I do know that you have a fantastic cover-up of Gunpowder and Lead. Have you ever met Heather Little?
I have not.
You know she wrote that
I
song,
know
right?
her, but I haven't actually got
Yeah.
to sit down and meet her.
She'll be here Tuesday.
Nice.
Yeah, she's coming in to film a segment with us on Tuesday. Very good friend of ours. We'll have to introduce y'all sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe get y'all to do that as a duet. That would be pretty cool.
Yes, it would.
But yeah, so Cheyenne Reynolds on Facebook. It's music_by_Shay. Is that Shey?
Chey
Chey. I knew that.
on Twitter, and then Instagram is Write, Sing, Repeat.
Yeah. That's you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was wondering who that was. So Write, Sing, Repeat on Twitter, correct? So make sure you're following along with those places right there. You don't know how much it supports an artist just to hit like or follow, and it's completely free to do that. Do you have a webpage as well?
I don't yet. I will here in the near future, hopefully.
Okay. And we'll put her Facebook page in the description down below. So just click that link below in the description and hit like, and you could probably get them to your Instagram and Twitter through the Facebook. Also, again, I'll reiterate, the song Lover's Game is available everywhere you buy your digital music. Make sure you pick up a copy of that and put the song on repeat on Spotify. Also, if you're watching, if you're tuned in to us for the first time, we definitely appreciate you spending some time with us today. You can follow along with everything we got going on. We're located at ETX Rocks. You'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We will never have a Snapchat. I don't care how popular it gets. I just don't get it, y'all. I don't. I just don't. And, I just never will. And Pinterest. What's the deal with that? People are probably going to say, wait, you have a Pinterest. Yeah, it's true, but there's so many crickets around our Pinterest you wouldn't believe. If you're watching on YouTube, we definitely appreciate that as well. The best way you can help us out as a show is hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Wherever you're listening, hit the follow or subscribe button. That'll help us out a lot. Also, hit the like button wherever you are. That'll let us know you like what we're doing, hence the word like. I think that's why they call it the like button.
I mean, yeah.
It would just be weird to call it something different. I don't know. So if you like what we're doing, hit the like button. Got that? And I'll tell you what the subscriptions do for us. It just changes the algorithms on YouTube to where our content is a little more recommended in suggested video sections on YouTube. Plus, as a new subscriber, you get advanced notification of every single video we upload on our channel. And we're, uploading at least one video a day. So if you're a music fan and you haven't hit subscribe, what are you waiting for? Because the subscription is entirely free as well on YouTube, unless you hit the button twice. If you hit the subscribe button twice, we're going to charge you $4.98 in Canadian dollars. But only on Saturday evenings from 6:30 to 7:42. So be very careful about hitting that unlike button or unsubscribe button. That wouldn't be cool. Don't be that guy. Hit subscribe and just forget about it. And also on her YouTube channel once she gets it up. I know you have a YouTube channel, but you're wanting to work more on it before you tell people about it. All right. But so just keep an eye on that as well. She'll need subscriptions as well very shortly. So hook a brother up. That's what I always say.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that guy. Also, we are completely self-funded on this show, which means we are very low budget. How low? Again, we have Walmart lamp trees. I just had a light bulb go out today. So that means I need donations to buy more light bulbs. Because they're 100-watt bulbs, and those are expensive at Walmart. Did you know that? They're like $9 a piece, y'all.
Oh my God.
$9 just to be in light. We used to have 6 light bulbs. Now we're down to 3. True story. You can't see it, but it is true. I'm wondering if people watch several episodes and they're like, man, there was more light last time. You know what I mean? That's how low budget we are. So we have set up a donate link for you folks out there that would like to help us financially. You can do so at www.paypal.me/ETX ROCKS. And we definitely appreciate any donation you could send our way. We also just launched a brand new website because of y'all. That's located at www.etxrocks.show. And as we always say on the ETX Rocks Show, we want to thank you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks.
That's right.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.